Hi, I'm Caitlin M. Elo, certified numerologist of Light Bright Numerology. Today, let's talk about the third most important energy in the chart, and that's the soul urge. The soul urge comes from the vowels of the full name. It's the first, middle, if you have a middle name, and the last name. This is also why this energy can change throughout life. For example, through marriage, through adoption, or through any other sort of name change. So this is something to keep in mind if you are in a period of your life where you are about to change your name, then seeing what energy you could potentially be bringing in would be very important. And then also, if you are in the stage of your life where you are an expectant parent and you're trying to come up with names for your little one, this is something that you have complete control over. So in terms of not bringing in potential conflicts or karmic debts, this is something that you have full control over. Now, the soul urge represents one's innermost desires. This is one's why in life. And it's a driving force behind all that you do. So whereas you have the life path, which represents the main lesson that you are here to learn or to master, then there's the expression number, which represents who you are at the core of your being. Then there's the soul urge, which is today's video, and that is why. Why are you doing what you're doing? The soul urge can be any number 1 through 9, or a master number 11, or 22, or 33. Calculate the soul urge for yourself. Let's go back to the letter conversion table that I've presented before in another video. So here, in this one, I've highlighted what the vowels are. So for example, if you have an A in your name, that'll equal a 1. The U's will equal 3s, E equals 5, etc., etc. Now, let me walk you through how I calculate the soul urge for my name, and then you can repeat this for yourself. So the first step is to separate all my names. That's Caitlin, Michelle, and Elo, and then to find the numbers for each of the vowels. So in my first name, that's A, I, and Y, which converts to 1 plus 9 plus 7. That equals 17, and then that condenses down to an 8. And then I repeat this for my middle name, Michelle, where I have the I and 2 E's. That's 9 plus 5 plus 5, which equals 19. And 1 plus 9 equals 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. And then I stop there. And then I repeat for my last name, Elo. So I have the E and the O. 5 plus 6 equals 11, which is a master number, so I stop there. Now I have, for each of my names, a number. That's 8 plus 1 plus 11. That equals 20. 2 plus 0 equals 2, so 2 is my soul urge. Now, every single number has its own energy, its own why. Before I move on, I'd like to point out that as you scale up with the numbers, the energies get more and more complicated. So you'll notice my explanations get a little bit longer. And of course, each of these explanations are just at the surface. It's just the tip of the iceberg. So I have more about these energies, of course, on my blog and my website, and I go more in depth also in the reports that I do. So if you have a soul urge of 1, then the desire is to be number 1, really. It's to be the best, to be a leader, to be original. At the same time, this translates into great ambition or entrepreneurial ability. In contrast, the 2 energy, the desire for the 2 energy as the soul urge is to be the one to instill harmony, to be diplomatic, to work with all sorts of different people in different settings and uplift people. Then the 3 is all about self-expression. The major why is to be able to express yourself through communication or through creativity or just through humor or being around lots of people. 3 as a soul urge can indicate someone being very sociable, getting along with a lot of different people very easily. And then the 4 soul urge represents the intense desire for stability. It's security and devotion towards the family. So for the 4 soul urge, this is all about creating and maintaining something that cannot be broken. The 5 soul urge is all about freedom. The 5 wants to be free to expand, to explore the world, whether that's literally through traveling or through experiencing everything. 5s can be the ones that are jumping out of planes. As the soul urge, they want to get everything that they can out of life, to really live life to the fullest and not to feel limited in any way. And the 6 as the soul urge very much wants to protect and nurture people, whether that's literally through a family or through helping friends. This is another energy that gets along very well in a group dynamic, a group setting, and they tend to be very warm. Other people trust 6s automatically, and so the 6s tend to step into this sort of position where they dole out advice. They tend to sacrifice themselves also a lot for other people. So the soul urge 6 energy is someone who wants a beautiful, loving, warm, domestic environment. So it's also not just within the family and within groups, but it's also very much within the physical structure, because 6s really strive for beauty as well. Now the 7 as a soul urge is all about going within. The 7 wants to know the truth about everything. The soul urge is about someone's why, and then the 7 energy is someone asking why for absolutely everything within their life, but not even just personally. It's why is the earth round? Why am I here? Why did she just say that to me? This really covers any sort of aspect. So the 7 really wants that time to go within and to uncover the truths about life. The 7s can apply logic, and they can equally apply spirituality. And in fact, traditionally, when the 7 is completely balanced, they're able to do both. Now the 8 as the soul urge, this is very much in the material plane. It's about material goods, the flow of material goods. The 8 soul urge wants to be at the top, sort of like the 1, and to have some sort of authority, to have some sort of power. But it's not only within the career realm, and it's not only within money or material goods, because the 8 is also about how we value ourselves. So the 8 soul urge also is about wanting to show other people how to treat them. Now this oftentimes is very subconscious. This is a very, very buried aspect of the 8 energy, but it is about personal power. I guess if I were to really sum it up even more, is about empowerment. Now the 9 soul urge, I really like the 9 energy because it encompasses all of the energies 1 through 9. It's at the very end here in terms of the single digit numbers. And the 9 is the humanitarian energy ordinarily. So like the 6, the 9 wants to see justice in the world. The scope is huge. It's global interest. So the 9 wants to see people are being treated well, correctly, justly on all levels, politically, agriculturally, economically, whichever aspect you can think of. The 9 is about cultivating wisdom in this life. And it could be very difficult because in order to do so, there have to be a lot of experiences that can sometimes feel very, very hard. Now, when we get into the master numbers, especially for soul urges, the master numbers are huge energies. There's a big leap in terms of the weight of an energy between 9 and 11. There are 3 master numbers. Arguably, there are 4. Some people do consider 44 a master number. In terms of people's charts, I see this very, very rarely, so I don't really talk about this very much. The 11 is the master number that exists in the abstract plane. As a soul urge, this is about wanting to uplift people and helping them come into their own personal power. Now, the 11 is a combination of the 1 energy and the 2 energy. So that's both about leading and about supporting. In addition to that, there's a huge element of intuition here. Now, the 22 master number exists in the material plane. So 11 is abstract, 22 is material. However, the 22s can take ideas, which obviously exist in the more abstract realm, and actually bring them into reality. When it's the soul urge, this is a huge driving force, and they're very good at mobilizing other people in order to do so. They are leaders very much in a business sense. I like to think of architects for the 22 energy. So they have these grand schemes for a building, and then they know exactly how to hire the correct people to make this into a reality, to get across what their vision is, and to motivate other people to get excited about what their vision is, so that in conjunction with other people, they're able to bring this into the world. Now, the 33 master number is all about love and expression. It's also about justice, and again, harmony is coming up here. Now, the 33 combines the energies of the 3, which is about communication and creativity, also about joy. And then the 6, which is also a very creative number, but remember, that's a nurturing number. They care very much about protecting those that they love. When it's on the scale of the 33 though, the 33 has that love for even strangers. So they can feel that love that they would ordinarily feel for someone that they know very, very well. They're capable of feeling that for someone that they've just met. And because of that, they are like magnets to other people. People look to them because they feel like a very safe and parental figure. So with the master numbers, with great power comes great responsibility. And with all the numbers, the 1 through 9 included, there's duality. There's the bright face and then the dark side. And knowing what you're working with, or as a parent, knowing what your child is working with, can help a lot to recognize signs that it's time for a tune-up, to come back into alignment, or even just say, hey, I'm on the right path because I'm feeling really good in my groove here. With the master numbers, though, they are incredibly powerful and they can bring in huge changes, good or bad. So if you have any questions about the Soul Urge, or if you would like to work with me, then you can check out my website. That's www.lightbrightnumerology.com. You can also leave a comment down below. If you want to see more from me, then go ahead, if you're watching on YouTube, to like and subscribe to my channel. If you're watching on Facebook, then like and also follow me on my page, which is also Light Bright Numerology. And if you would like to work with me, I do personal reports for adults and for kids. I do compatibility reports, and I also do baby naming reports if you're in that phase, if you're expecting and you want to make sure that you give your child the best energies to work with. So I hope you have a light, bright, joyous day, and I'll see you on Tuesday for my baby naming video. Mwah.